Yes people, welcome back to a new YouTube. So today I want to run through a bit of a full day of eating, kind of go over my overall diet, what I'm consuming on a rest day. So no training today for me. Gonna take a rest day today, got a lot of work to get through. I got on board, person that's coming to the team, not a client, but someone that's gonna relieve me of a lot of low leverage tasks that I feel that I can delegate out. So I need to get him onboarded, run him through all the systems, get him set up and everything, and get him training on everything that's needed. We're gonna run through a bit of a full day of eating. Picking up now a bit of pace with the YouTube videos, obviously coming into the third one now. I want to do average around, one a week. Definitely for the next year anyway, I'm going to see where that takes us now. Morning started off pretty slow, dropped it late to school, went and got a coffee from a coffee club down in Forum. We also picked up some sourdough as well, which I'm going to have with my meal one, which is eggs. But the support on YouTube so far has been really good. I'm very happy with it. Obviously the goal now from here is to bring new people onto the channel, like kind of run through more of the training side. I travelled back to Ireland in a week and a half, Sunday week, and go back for client shoot in Belfast with Stephen Black. So I'm going to record up there as well. I'm going to kind of block that kind of 3 or 4 days into a video and kind of run through a bit of a travel vlog. And I'm going to see some family and stuff as well. Going to go train, go back to where I used to train in Ireland. Probably get some content there as well for Instagram, but gonna showcase the whole thing on YouTube and bring you with me. But overall, very happy with everything so far when it comes to YouTube. I'm actually really enjoying making this kind of style of content, like making short form content like every single week. Like it gets very tedious. Like you're constantly trying to like come up with new ideas to see what's going to work well and do well and stuff like that. But I think for me personally, I think just picking up the camera and just like speaking is what suits my personality better, as opposed to like having scripted content and trying to like go viral and all this kind of stuff. It's not really for me. YouTube for me is definitely something more that I would like to lean into coming out to the future. And then that's basically the gist of it. So I'm going to run through a bit of a full day of eating. I'm going to put the macros with each individual meal and give totals at the end of the day. I'm going to explain the kind of ins and outs of why my kind of diet is set up the way it is. Now this is the kind of diet that my coach has set up for me and going towards my goals, and that should be the same for you as well. As your food should be based around your goals, and you should be including foods that you enjoy. Like, there's nothing on my diet plan that I don't enjoy. And if I ever get bored of something, or if I ever feel I want to change something out, I just swap it out and I just work out the calories. That people kind of underestimate kind of the value of it, just filling up your diet with like good foods that you enjoy, and then just structure around your training, around your recovery. Like for me, I always put a lot of my carbohydrates based around my training window on my training day. Then the rest of the day I'm not training, so for me it's a lot more fats and a lot lower carbs. That's basically what the diet is set up. I'm going to run you through it, so strap in. I hope you enjoy the video and we'll go from there. So meal number one, got 3 chicken sausages, egg whites, eggs, and 2 slices of fresh sourdough with some sugar-free ketchup. So meal one normally usually on a rest day is going to be a lot higher in fat, high in protein, low carb, but I'm going to move some carbs around today. Put some more carbs in with meal one, because normally it's just protein and fats, and then just take it away from a meal later. So that's what you should be doing with your diet, is like swapping things in and out to suit what you're feeling in that day, and that's why you're not going to get bored of your diet. You're actually going to stick to your diet when you're about to enjoy your meal, when you know you're about to enjoy it. It's going to make it way easier to stick to a diet. If you're dreading your food or hate what's on your plan, you're not going to stick to it and it's not going to be sustainable. I just want to quickly say as well that we are running a Black Friday offer. If you want up to 3 months free coaching for a loved one, supplement packages, entries to free challenges, access to my free cookbooks, free guides, then listen up. I'm going to leave a link below and you can register your interest. We can jump on a call, we can map out exactly what that will look like for you. This is the first time I've ever ran a Black Friday deal, just because given the year that it's been, how much growth we've seen within the company, moving to Marbella, I do want to give back as much as possible. This isn't discounted coaching, okay? This isn't a group challenge. This is real one-to-one coaching with myself. My Instagram is linked down below. You can go on, see the results that we produce on a weekly basis. If this is something you want to get involved in, I'm going to leave a link below to a type form. Just register your interest and we'll get you booked in for a call straight away. I definitely would jump on this. There's literally 2 spaces left before I close the doors. There's way too much value to be given away in this to be given it to too many people. I've limited at 5. There's 2 slots left, so jump on it. Even if you have any questions or just want more info about it, DM me on Instagram or leave a comment below. I'll be in touch. So, setup for the day: 2,800 calories, 240 grams of carbs, 90 grams of fat, 230 protein. Now for me, the carbs and fats will be interchangeable. I might go slightly lower on fats, maybe slightly higher on carbs, or vice versa. Some days on my rest days, I like to put in salmon or steak, so obviously it's going to be a lot higher in fat, it's going to be a lot higher in protein, and then I'd basically just put the meals in and around that. But I do have 1 or 2 meals on my rest day that have no carbs in them. Why? It's going to keep my insulin sensitivity in a good spot. So when I'm eating a lot of carbs on my training day, when I come off the back of a rest day, usually my appetite is a lot more elevated, and I'm a lot more ready to kind of take in that food. My body like digests it very well. Like sitting at 85 kilo at the moment, which is my heaviest ever. The heaviest I ever got to was 83 kilo, and this was back in kind of February, March time. But in comparison to where I am now, to them, body comp is in a much better position, which means we have built a decent amount of muscle. But this is definitely the most, not dedicated I've been to my training. Like I've always loved my training, I've always did my sessions, but in terms of the application and effort that I give to my sessions now, knowing that to get my physique to the next level, I needed to flick a new gear. When I went to my new coach, and I sent him to my training, he was just like, we need to do better, we need to do more. So since then, I've just been really on top of everything. Like, when I go to the gym, I go to the gym. Phone goes on do not disturb mode. Work phone does not come with me, and I just go in and I just train. Okay, for that hour or 2 hours a day, all I'm doing is locked in on my training. So important to be able to separate from work and training, being an addict, to be present in each individual time, if that makes sense. If I'm training but I'm working, I'm not really giving 100% to either. If I'm trying to work and my daughter's here, I'm not giving 100% to either. So it's good that I like to just block things out. When I train. When I work, I work. And when I'm with my daughter, I'm with my daughter. Okay. Meal 2, probably going to be in roughly about an hour. So I will see you at the next meal. So change of plans, we're actually at the La Canada shopping centre to do some shopping, and then we will collect Alea, and then we will get into meal 2. So back, just doing up meal 2 with second coffee today. So 100 grams of rice pudding, 40 grams of whey, 10 grams of peanut butter, 10 grams of dark chocolate, and some cinnamon. Now, this will be my first of 2 of these meals. I have this meal pre-bed later on, but a lot more of it, so I'll save a majority of my carbs on a rest day towards the back of the day, and then I'll have good amount of carbs before I go to sleep. That way then the glycogen will sleep over into tomorrow days of eating where I go back into training. 100 grams of rice pudding means 300 grams of water, 300 mils of water, same thing. So basically 3 to 1 ratio. Especially now the food is getting fairly high. Not as high on a rest day, but higher on a training day. I want to keep as volume as low as I can. That's a tip if you're trying to push a lot of food into your diet. And then it's the opposite when you're dieting, but trying to get as much calories in the smallest portion possible. So like making sure your food's at like calorie dense. So like using things like peanut butter, not using a lot of water when you're using like things like cooking like oats or rice pudding. Just to make sure your body can actually digest and partition the nutrients properly. Then when you're dieting, the goal then is obviously to put as much food on your plate for as little calories to make sure that your body's actually eating a good amount of volume. So again, it's 2 different ends to the spectrum, but that's something that I will do with my own diet, is basically just try maximize everything that I'm trying to do, essentially to create a bigger runway for growth. So once rice pudding is made, straight in with dark chocolate, put it down into the center. We go frozen blueberries. And then here we have 40 grams of whey made into a sort of like whey paste type thing, rather than just putting a scoop of protein in. It just makes it a lot more enjoyable in my opinion. So basically just 40 grams of whey and just do 40 mils of water, 1 to 1 ratio, and it kind of comes out like no good at aesthetics. But then last but not least, some sweet ground cinnamon, and voila. So, bit of a change in plan. As I said before, my barber actually put up the heated cancellation spot. So I'm gonna go down and get a haircut, otherwise I'll have to wait till the end of next week and we need a trim. So, I'm gonna take it in with me and we get back and we get stuck into meal 3. So, that's a haircut got. Anyway, if you're ever in the Marbella area, you need a haircut, Uppercuts Barbershop, and ask for Aidan. He owns the place, absolute gent. Good at Baz's, very, very good. Very, very good. So I'm kind of behind on meals today now, to be fair. Ideally, like it's like 6 o'clock and I only have 2 meals in, but like on a rest day, I don't feel the need to push the food in as much. Just because on a training day, I'm trying to get as much food in as possible before I train, then obviously get in as much food after, because obviously the anabolic window, but obviously want as much carbohydrates going in on that day, because these are the days that I'm training and these are the days that I'm growing, okay? Obviously in a rest day you are growing too, but there's no need for me to be pushing in 500-600 grams of carbs like I would in a training day, because I'm not training, okay? So get back, have some meal with the family, have some dinner, and then I'll probably have 2 meals after, and I will show you them. So meal 3, gonna put the macros on screen made by the wife. Hello, you okay? You like it? So, just sitting down for meal 5. The final meal of the day. It's basically the exact same meal as meal 2. 100 grams of rice pudding, 100 grams of frozen blueberries, 40 grams whey, 20 grams of peanut butter, 10 grams of dark chocolate. So slightly more fat in for the final meal. Didn't show meal 4. Meal 4 was basically the same as meal 3. It's just I didn't have any carbs with it. So it was basically just chicken and veg. So again, not as much carbohydrates going in today. But today ended up being a bit more of like not a day in the life, but ended up having to go to the shop centre to get some new clothes, and then I had to go get a haircut, which again was not planned. Just hopped off a consultation call with someone who jumped on the team coming through for the Black Friday deal. So good to see slot filling up for that. So going to leave a link below just in case you want to get involved. Slots are more or less gone, but I'm pretty sure there's something we're going to be able to do for you. So if you're interested, just fill out the link and fill out the form in the bio, and I will get back to you. So hope you enjoyed today's full day of eating, something a bit different that we haven't brought to the channel yet. The next video is going to be a bit of a special one, bringing someone onto the channel, someone extremely well known within the fitness space. Keep an eye out on my Instagram. I'm probably going to share a bit more about it. So I'm going for a session with him on Wednesday. So if you have any questions that you want me to run through in that video, I'm not going to say who it is just yet. Leave them down below, and I will talk to you soon. As always, like, subscribe, show some love on the video. Get from these the more kind of consistency that I'm going to be able to, knowing the people that are out there watching the videos. Okay, so once again, appreciate you watching. I'll catch you in the next one.